Well, hello, all of my English students. Hold on to your seat and don't move your feet because I've got some breaking news. I love saying that. Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and welcome to another English lesson where I have the opportunity to help you to improve your English comprehension, vocabulary, and fluency. As always, I have another English through the news lesson that I am going to read through today's article at a moderate pace and break down key vocabulary words and phrases. You want to make sure that you're paying attention. I am going to have 2 quizzes in today's lesson to test your memory and your comprehension. If this is your first time, let me know down in the comments section where you're watching from, and make sure that you take notes in the comments section as well, and you can share those with others. So with that being said, let's get ready for some learning and some laughter. Let's dive into today's lesson. According to CNN, Mexico launches search for missing sailboats carrying aid to Cuba. Okay, so when we talk about aid, of course, that has to do with assistance. All right, now they're carrying aid. You can aid a person, but since they're carrying aid, maybe they have food, maybe they have clothing, maybe they have other essential things that people and families need. So I can aid you, or I can provide aid. Aid also can be used when we're talking about a first aid kit. So if I cut myself, I get stabbed or shot, and you want to assist and help me to see about my wounds, you would get a first aid kit. Okay, let's dive into this article and learn some more keywords and phrases. 2 boats carrying humanitarian aid to Cuba have gone missing, raising concerns or raising serious concern among international officials and volunteers involved in the mission. Okay, so a mission is actually something that you are going to do or accomplish. All right, a mission. Sometimes we say, I'm on a side mission, or I'm on a very important mission today. I have something that I'm planning to do. My mission today is to go to the grocery store. My mission today is to spend time with my family. My mission is to study for 30 minutes. Okay, so something that you're trying to accomplish. Humanitarian. Oftentimes we hear humanitarian efforts. Okay, humanitarian. Say that with me. Humanitarian. So when we talk about humanitarian, it's used as an adjective in this context. Okay, humanitarian has to do with helping people in need. So you might say they provided humanitarian aid after the disaster. So humanitarian, it's what you do to help someone else. Okay, the community came together to demonstrate humanitarian efforts to those in need. All right, humanitarian. All right, say that with me, humanitarian. Okay, let's continue. So a volunteer is someone who donates their time, efforts, or resources in helping others. A volunteer. It's something that you are doing without pay. A volunteer. Let's see here. The vessels were a part of the humanitarian Nostra America convoy. Okay, convoy, an initiative designed to deliver essential supplies to the island during a growing crisis. Okay, so a convoy is something we're going to see this word also later in today's lesson. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself, okay? Convoy. Let's look at the next one. Intensive. Did I see that word? No. Initiative. An initiative. So an initiative is, how can I say, a program. Okay, we had a Feed the Hungry initiative, or we had an initiative to help battered women. Initiative. All right. So how can I help you better understand this word? An initiative, when you're taking action to do something. All right. You take initiative. You're being aggressive. Or initiative in this particular context has to do when you're trying to use an opportunity to solve a problem. Okay. We're taking 5 hours to address the hunger initiative. Okay. Essential supplies. So we know something that is essential is something that is necessary, very important, needed. Okay. Essential supplies, water, food, clothing. Those are essential to life or for humans. Okay. The boats departed from Mexico and were expected to arrive in Cuba. And I'm saying Cuba instead of Cuba. I believe it's probably Cuba. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Within a few days. But communication was suddenly lost, prompting an intensive search effort. Okay, here's my word, intensive. Intensive. So when we talk about intensive, it's an adjective. It's describing their action or their effort. Something that is intensive is very strong or serious. Okay. She took an intensive course in English. All right. Now, most of us are familiar with the intensive care unit or ICU at the hospital. And when a person is in intensive care, they're in serious care. Okay. Something that needs close observation because it is very, very important. Intensive. All right. Let's continue. Authorities confirmed that multiple crew members were on board, representing several different countries. So they had people from across the world that were helping give aid to others. Okay. Officials described the situation as highly concerning, noting that the vessels were equipped with safety tools but had not sent any distress signals. Okay, so when we talk about something that is highly concerning, okay? Something that is highly concerning is something that causes people worry, okay? The test results were concerning. The low tire pressure was very concerning. Her blood pressure levels were concerning. My wife not talking to me was very concerning. Not having any money is concerning. Okay? Now, notice the vessels were equipped with safety tools, but had not sent any distress signals. Okay? So a distress signal is a form of communication that maybe someone on a ship or an airplane sends to the Coast Guard, the Navy, to let authorities know that there is trouble Okay, a distress signal, okay? An SOS signal, we usually say. I'm in trouble, someone come and help me. Mayday, mayday, mayday. The vessel has a hole in it. We're going under. We need help. That's a distress signal, okay? The absence of communication has complicated efforts to determine their exact location. Now, when we talk about the absence, okay, the absence of something, meaning something is not available, something is not there, okay? So the absence of communication. So in other words, they were trying to communicate, but they were in an area where they could not communicate, okay? It complicated efforts, made efforts more difficult, all right? Made efforts more problematic. It complicated efforts. Say that, complicated. Good, 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 good. Okay, let's continue. The convoy itself was organized to address severe shortages of food, medicine, and energy resources affecting Cuba. Okay, so this one has a lot of good words there. Okay, let's see here. A shortage. We learned in a lesson last week what a shortage is. A shortage has to do with a lack of something. Okay, so when there is not much of what is needed or what is necessary, there is a shortage. So you can have a shortage of water. I can have a shortage of breath if I'm gasping and what's wrong, Jay? I have a shortage of breath, okay? All right. You can have a shortage of money. It's just when you lack something, okay? Or you don't have what is essential. All right. These shortages are part of a broader economic crisis that has led to widespread hardship across the country. And of course, economic has to do with money, okay? The economy, economic, okay? The country faces economic challenges. So these folks were trying to help people in Cuba, and they had a problem getting there, all right? Okay, let's take a quick quiz. Okay, let's do some more fill in the blanks with the vocabulary words I have taught you. Diverted, economic, concerning, and intensive. Let's fill in the blank and use the comment section to put your answers. Number 1, the blank state of the country is bad. Number 2, gave blank funds to a different account. Okay. And number 3, Sarah is in blank care at the hospital. All right. So I want you to answer these 3. Use either diverted, economic, concerning, and intensive. All right, good job. Let's continue with the final part of today's lesson. Okay, search operations are currently has to do with the present, right now. We are currently watching an English lesson right now. Okay, currently being led by Mexico's Navy, working alongside international agencies or departments within the government, an agency, the finance agency, the health agency or department, to locate the missing boats. All right. Now, let me say something about current or currently. Current, of course, has to do with present time, but current can also be used to describe the movement in water. The current is moving very fast, okay? The water, the water and how it's moving, the power of the water. We call that the current. We also call electricity that flows. We call that current. The current is cut off, therefore we had no lights, okay? So you can use current when you're talking about water moving, electricity flowing, current meaning right now, the current state of the country is at war. So you can use it when it comes to the tense or the present tense. All right, now currency is money. All right, currency, the dollar, the yen, the pound, that's currency. So current can be used in a number of ways. Here it is talking about the present tense of time. All right. Experts say ocean currents, see, there you go. Ocean currents and weather conditions may have diverted the vessels off their original route. Okay, so when we talk about diverted, and I had this word in the quiz, diverted. It's a verb. It's an action word. Changed direction or course. The plane was diverted due to the weather. So I could be driving down the highway, and because of an accident, the police officer may divert traffic to a detour, okay? Take another route. So diverted means to change course or direction, all right? Despite initial confusion, initial meaning primary or the first, all right? Initial contact, my first contact. Despite initial confusion, officials clarified. Okay, when you clarify something, you make it clear. Clarify. Let me highlight initial for those of you who are taking notes. Let's highlight it. Let's do purple. Despite initial confusion, officials clarified that the boats have not yet been located and the search remains ongoing. Okay, clarified. To make clear. Okay, to make understandable. Clarify. All right, and my thing is not working here where I'm able to make this a different color. Let's see. Sometimes there we go. Clarified, to make clear. The situation continues to generate uncertainty as families and organizers await updates. Okay, an update. They want current news. They want to know what's going on most recently. An update. Okay. The mission reflects broader efforts by international groups to provide assistance to Cuba during a time of increasing need. Supporters argue that such actions demonstrate global solidarity, okay, global peace, working together, solitude, showing that you care for your neighbor, solitude, all right? While also highlighting the urgency of the situation. Until the vessels are found, the fate of those on board remains unknown, leaving authorities engaged in a critical race against time. So when we talk about critical, something that is critical is extremely important or serious, okay? Like intense, like the word intense we talked about earlier. This is synonymous with intense, critical. This is a critical moment in the game, all right? Now, earlier, I told you about the word convoy. I have that in my notes. Let me share that with you. A convoy is a group traveling together for safety. Let's see if I can find that. So you might say the convoy moved through the desert. Okay, here it is. I found it. Notice the humanitarian convoy, an initiative designed to deliver essential supplies. So a convoy is a group traveling together, a group of boats, a group of cars, a group of people, the convoy. So it's just a group of people that stick together that are moving in a certain direction together. They are in unison, a convoy. Okay? All right, let's take a quick quiz and let's look at a few more words that I taught you and let's see if you can fill in the blanks. Communication, convoy, shortage, and critical are our choices. Number 1, good health is blank to long life. Okay, number 2, the blank of motorcycles was a mile long. And number 3, blank is key in a relationship. So, is it convoy, critical, shortage, or communication? Make sure you put your answers down in the comments section. Okay? All right, let's read through today's article at a faster pace. All right? Without stopping, and let's test your comprehension and see if you can understand and keep up at my pace, and we'll be done for today, okay? All right, here we go. Let's dive back in. 2 boats carrying humanitarian aid to Cuba have gone missing, raising concerns among international officials and volunteers involved in the mission. The vessels were part of the humanitarian Nostra America convoy, an initiative designed to deliver essential supplies to the island during a growing crisis. The boats departed from Mexico and were expected to arrive in Cuba within a few days. But communication was suddenly lost, prompting an intensive search effort. Authorities confirmed that multiple crew members were on board, representing several different countries. Officials described the situation as highly concerning, noting that the vessels were equipped with safety tools but had not sent any distress signals. The absence of communication has complicated efforts to determine their exact location. The convoy itself was organized to address severe shortages of food, medicine, and energy resources affecting Cuba. These shortages are part of a broader economic crisis that has led to widespread hardship across the country. Search operations are currently being led by Mexico's Navy, working alongside international agencies to locate the missing boats. Experts say ocean currents and weather conditions may have diverted the vessels off their original route. Despite initial confusion, officials clarified that the boats have not yet been located and the search remains ongoing. The situation continues to generate uncertainty as families and organizers await updates. The mission reflects broader efforts by international groups to provide assistance to Cuba during a time of increasing need. Supporters argue that such actions demonstrate global solidarity while also highlighting the urgency of the situation. Until the vessels are found, the fate of those on board remains unknown, leaving authorities engaged in a critical race against time. Oh, wow. We finished. But this is so sad because the folks on the boat, they have no idea of their current state. And so maybe I will give you updates as the news change concerning this particular event. Okay, so my strategy to improve your English: make sure you take 2 words from today's lesson and use them in a sentence. Very simple, within the next week. If you follow me and watch me every day, you should have about 14 words each week. And you should be practicing those, being consistent, and you will see improvement. Okay, make sure you watch today's lesson twice, once with the subtitles on, once with the subtitles off. You can even allow it to play in the background while you're driving, on your way to work, making up your bed, making a sandwich. You can let it play so you can immerse yourself in English. And if my lessons have been a help to you, all I ask is that you share it with a friend, share it on Facebook, share it on, Twitter or X or Instagram, or by text or WhatsApp. Let someone know that you're being helped, and it will possibly help them as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, guys. Be on the lookout. I'm working on a new podcast episode, so I'm excited about that. Some of you have told me you want me to do a longer podcast or a good podcast, and so I will pick up more episodes of that, and I hope you are excited about that, okay? Well, I hope you join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.